Welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest, and I've been getting some questions about what's going on with the big truck. I've been addressing it in a few videos recently, so I'll just keep mentioning it. At this point, last year, I had been stalled for like almost a year on getting the Cummins motor built. The shady business owner that was taking my money and not building a motor, I ended up just getting parts from them. At that same time, there was some medical malpractice in my family. Everybody's all right, but that put me into some debt, and I've just been waiting on that lawsuit, which has officially been filed, in order to finally be able to finish the Cummins motor. But I've got close to $10,000 worth of gear, billet parts, turbos, you name it. About half the stuff I'm going to need in order to finish the motor already. So as soon as that lawsuit's done, I should have this big truck back up and running. Trust me, I don't want to be working out of that Ranger every day. So people have been asking if I can do a tour of this truck. It definitely looks different since the last time I did a tour of it. I still work out of here all the time. I have people come to my driveway all the time, and I walk up in and out of here. One of the big differences is I still keep all of my tools in a bucket because I have to carry them with me so often. So it'll definitely look different when I have this main truck just running, so I can use this as its own workshop every day. I can't guarantee anything, but I would be so surprised if it doesn't happen in 2024. I've been saying soon for years, but that's because I was saving up money first. And then second, I was waiting on this, and now third, we're waiting on a lawsuit. There shouldn't be anything else. But for those that are interested, let's go ahead and do a tour of the truck and see what I got in here now. Okay, so as we're coming up in the truck here, this is where the batteries are kept. I've had them disconnected since I've had this parked, but I won't be surprised if I need new batteries by the time this thing's running. Still have this cool passenger seat. Somebody can ride with me. We'll get into the back in a minute. And right here basically is just the block. I've got the head, but everything's hollow here. No valves. No pistons, and the crankshaft was sitting beside me back there. There's the big old billet plate. And then as we come in the back here, over here I keep my two jacks. These are my two most used jacks. My Daytona jack, obviously I use the most, but this Weber jack was nice. It's just a little bit heavier, so I end up taking this Daytona jack with me. And the Daytona jack, I think, has a little bit lower clearance. Right now I've got the strongest power bank I have powering everything. That's the Segway Cube. In here I keep spare power banks sometimes, or just things that have batteries in them if I don't want something to cause a fire. This is an electrical box, so it should be nice and fireproof, but I kind of just use it as a locker. Over here's a grease gun I've never used, and there's some grease. Okay, now if we look at this, I've just got a random pair of vice grips on this. They're not doing anything. And I've actually got a 1/2-inch extension holding this ring light in here. So this light I've been using when I film in here, it's not bright enough, so I usually hook up a bunch of extra lights when I'm filming. That helps the camera pick up higher quality. Up on the top here, this top shelf's just kind of a junk shelf right now. I want to get like a locker right here and make a little private space, I think, so I can change into my suit and get one of those maybe like Harbor Freight lockers. If I do that, then I want to get like a taller toolbox right here. I might just remove this top shelf. It's not super useful though. Like I said, I just kind of keep junk on it. Although these bolsters aren't junk, I use those on bigger jobs. On smaller jobs, I don't get the bolts mixed up enough to really need any sort of organizer. Some random things up here: vacuum hoses, earplugs. There's a phone holder because I film so much stuff. Gloves and towels, pretty much once a month I have to buy a new pack of those. And here's a bunch of more stuff for the Cummins swap. I've got the turbo there, some pipes, oil cooler, a bunch of, there's flywheel, connecting rods, bunch of expensive parts in there from the kit. I think the kit was more expensive than it's worth though. It might just be hindsight's 2020 looking back, like maybe I could have saved some money, but I think a lot of the stuff in that kit I didn't need to buy. I just wasn't sure at the time, and I probably could have bought the cheaper kit. I remember there was two options. Well, anyways, those have just been chilling up there because I want to keep them nice and dry. I don't want to keep them under a tarp or something outside. Over here is my other bin that I just take on every job with me. And these are all tools over here that I need to fix or replace. So I just got to go through one of those one afternoon. And then over here, behind this toolbox, I have a kneeling pad that's nice and soft to kneel or lay on. I take that with me on a lot of jobs. In this top drawer, I have all of my ratchets. And this belt tensioner tool is nice too. Under there, I keep kind of screwdrivers, socket extensions, and weird little random bits and adapters. Then I keep flatheads and scrapers and little pry bars in this drawer here. Little clip pries. Not even a scraper, that's just a razor blade. Then I keep my Phillips and other weird picks or like weird brake tools in here. And there's those bits just because they're too tall for the other drawer. In here I call, like, in my head, my diagnostic drawer, but it just has random tools that I only need every once in a while, like an exhaust gas fume sensor, thermometer, stuff like that. Under here's my socket drawer. I have this other rail of sockets I usually keep in here too. That's where I keep sockets. Something interesting to note, while this truck was operational, I had 2 different toolboxes in here, and the drawers would open up by themselves all the time, because even like when they're supposed to be locked, a lot of them will just open up. All of them, I guess. Yeah, like, see, that's supposed to be locked. All of those slide open anyways. So I found out one time the hard way when my toolbox fell over, that if the drawers get bent, that if the slides of the drawers get bent, they won't open easily. And so I bent all the sides on the drawers so they all stay closed by themselves. You have to pull kind of hard. Under here is the wiring drawer. Anytime I have to do wiring stuff, I come in here. Little soldering butt connectors. These are like the best thing ever. And then under here, tools and stuff I almost never use. Somebody said this to me. I've still been meaning to test it, but like I said, it's been 2 years since I've been able to make fun videos. That should happen this year. And just other random stuff, files, pulley pullers, stuff that you only need to look for every once in a while. Cold punches. Okay, when we turn around, I've got this 300-piece toolkit that I take on pretty much every job. Just a nice toolkit that has every socket I might need pretty much. Under that, I have a pretty empty drawer that has like backup sockets. These are all pretty much in that bucket right now. And then that's another backup socket drawer. Here's a battery drawer. Anytime I have to deal with like battery stuff, replace terminals. The video I just published today is about batteries. More wrenches, just extra wrenches. Okay, under here, kind of gasket stuff. That's an extra toolkit I forgot to put in. I'm gonna take that out. Batteries. Oh, we got batteries for tools and gasket stuff. Pretty much that. Straight edge, feeler gauges, gasket material, Loctite. A lot of stuff not in there right now. A lot of former gaskets and stuff I keep in there right now. Okay, this is the spare drawer of stuff that's like that drawer, but the socket version, like the tool version of that drawer. And this thing, everybody says they like theirs, so I must have a dud. I'll make a new video about this, but my oil filter wrench sucks. Okay, the Milwaukee drawer, just got grinder blades, drill bits for my drill and grinder, Sawzall blades, but all my battery tools are Milwaukee because I didn't have stuff to plug into for a long time. Now I've got the power stations. Here's my cool pneumatic jack I keep next to this toolbox. I have some other jacks I don't even keep in here. That one's nice. Here's some impact sockets and some big 1/2-inch sockets and kind of some, they're not like, these are extra sockets and sockets I never ever use, but like repeat sizes. These are like the first pair of those that I might actually reach for before I ever have to go into that drawer. Okay, here's all my testers and equipment up here. You can read what's on there. Fuel pressure tester, cooling pressure tester, the hub tamer. That's nice for wheel bearings. Ball joint, U-joint tool. Okay, here's gonna be on my like top tools of the year list. Locking lug nut toolkit. Sensor sockets, pulley remover, leak down test. Some more of these, just random bits. Inspection camera, might be on my top tools of the year as well. 12-point axle nut sockets. Always get the 12-point, not the 6-point, because some axle nuts are actually 12-point, and then you won't be able to get them off if you have the 6-point. Vacuum gauge, brake tool that I never use. The one that I do use will be in my top tools video. Oil pressure gauge, and then here's my baskets of fluids. So over here I've got like oil stuff. That's some valve cleaning kit. If I ever need to clean more valves, I had 2 of those once upon a time. Just random junk and some spare fluids. Here's my coolant fill funnel and just like a transfer fluid transfer pump. Zip ties and timing light, hose clamps, stuff like that. And some more fluids here, cleaners. So here's where I film a lot of stuff directly below that in this old bench seat out of my D21. Here's the crankshaft and camshaft out of the motor. Here's my Milwaukee compressor because it doesn't fit in the Milwaukee drawer. Here's some deep cycle batteries and some power bank stuff that I'm going to mount up in the truck whenever I get it running, so I won't have to hook up to these for power. Under here I just have sand to clean up oil and then some spare. So under here I have sand to clean up oil and then spare fluids like brake cleaner and stuff like that. So if I run out, I just pop one of those open. Under here I have a fan tool and then a slide hammer. And then let's hop into this one. All my magnet trays chill on the top there. And then I keep all my hammers and some bigger wrenches that don't fit in the wrench drawer up here. But I hardly ever have to get in here. Maybe something random like a pickle fork or a hammer, but you know, I keep hammers with me. Okay, this first drawer is my ratcheting wrench drawer, but all my ratcheting wrenches are in there, so it's pretty empty. This is my adjustable wrench drawer. These two I didn't have to fix, I just had to put back up. Yeah, just for adjustable wrenches. Hardly ever need this drawer, but if I can figure out anything better to fit in there, it's a weird size. Under here, I just keep things like E-clips, cotter pins. We have just a lot of double stuff. O-rings, hose clamps, O-rings, body panel clips, vacuum attachers. And then this is my plier drawer. It's probably half empty because half the pliers are in there. Over here, I don't keep much. Random sockets like stripped out, not remover type sockets. Specialty sockets right there. Those spline drives, air tools like once in a while, Allen wrenches. And then under here is just like when I keep this brake tool. When I keep this brake tool out, I just did some brakes. Normally I keep this brake tool in here, but it's just all my bigger tools, mostly my fuel pump ring removers. But I've got some other like brake tools and AC tools and random stuff in there. Yeah, and then my buckets, the tools I use every day. A lot of other kinds of pliers, pry bars, hammers, wrenches, you name it. You see those all the time. And that's it. Not much has changed. I think this toolbox might be different from the last video I made. The drawers are all pretty much the same. A lot of the tools might be different. I'm sure I have a lot of new tools as well. But the inside, when I figured out where I wanted everything the first time, I've kind of just all kept it in that place. It's worked out well. I cannot wait to get this thing running again. Make sure you're subscribed to help me do that. Leave a comment down below to let me know what you think, and check out the next video up here. I'll see you there.